Even on movie sets, if a DOP puts a camera on some place that I'm not okay, I should be able to say, नहीं, ये नहीं चलेगा, मुझे नहीं चाहिए, without me seeming unprofessional.
बोल पाती है
धीरे-धीरे, हाँ.
Then Peddi happened. I don't even have words to say what kind of bakchodi they have shown in this movie. Literally, Janhvi Kapoor's character was not just objectified, but the amount by which the makers over sexualized her character is insane. Shame on the makers. When Peddi sees Janhvi Kapoor's character for the first time, I kid you not, his eyes are just fixed from the navel to the bosom area. And I am not making things up. It's literally shown in the movie during the whole scene. Ramcharan's character doesn't even seem to care about her face, only her body. There are literal zoom shots of it. And the makers just didn't stop there. They literally romanticized molestation. It is shown that Peddi first trespasses into the heroine's house, then kisses her in the dark without her permission, and after that, a song starts playing and he begins dancing. What the hell? But this wasn't even the most infuriating part. When Janhvi Kapoor's character confronts Peddi and asks, how could you do something like that without her consent? Do you know what Ramcharan's character say? कोई प्यार का इजहार फूलों से करता है, कोई गिफ्ट से करता है, पर ये पेद्दी सिर्फ टच करके ही प्यार करना जानता है. एक पहाड़ी गांव वाले का प्यार ऐसा ही होता है. What kind of horror is this movie? I may not be from a village, but I know for sure there is no villager who would agree with this nonsense. And to the people trolling Janhvi Kapoor and asking why she signed such a movie, I may not be a big fan of her acting, but what if Janhvi had declined? Some other actress would have been cast instead. Would that have made the director change the script? Of course not. If the audience should question someone, it should be the director and the scriptwriter who wrote this Oscar worthy script, because this was not something they did by mistake. The makers know exactly what kind of audience they are serving and targeting, and the movie itself proves that. And before anyone thinks this is just one isolated example, let me introduce you to another masterpiece, Double Smart. When I watched the first part, Smart Shankar, I somehow managed to make it through the whole movie. But during the second part, I was literally pulling my hair out. Rampodini's character starts off by making really cheap jokes about women, comparing women who wear makeup to chemicals and women who don't to organic products. And when Rampodini's character sees the heroine for the first time, he literally conducts a body analysis of her. I kid you not, it is actually shown in the movie and he's discussing it with his friend. And the most ridiculous part, the female lead hears everything, calls him a pervert, and walks away. At that point, I was so baffled that I immediately dropped the movie. The thing that frustrates me is that many of these movies don't just objectify women, they package that behavior as charm, confidence, or romance. The amount of horrors women face in daily life, and then these kinds of movies come along and present similar behavior as something romantic. And this is not something new. It is not hidden from anyone how the Telugu, Tamil, and Kannada film industries often objectify their heroines while glorifying their heroes to the point where heroines are reduced to eye candy for 15 minutes of screen time. Now, before anyone gets offended, yes, these industries have produced some of the best films in India. This video isn't about those movies, it's about a trend that still exists in many mainstream commercial films. I agree that these industries make some really good movies, but that still doesn't hide the fact that they often objectify their heroines. Now I know what some people are going to say, bro, it's fiction, take a movie as a movie, and honestly, a few years ago, I probably would have agreed. But the reason I don't completely buy that argument anymore is because of how much influence some of these actors have over their fan bases. Just look at the reels, edits, and fan pages and comment sections. Some fans don't just admire these actors, they practically worship them. That shows movies and star images can influence people far more than we like to admit. So, when people tell me that movies have absolutely no influence on society, I find that very hard to believe. The best example would be where an actor spent years playing characters who could change the system. help the poor, and act as a masiha in movies. Then, when the same actor entered politics, he won and eventually became the chief minister. Even now, some fans justifying their extramarital affairs simply because their favorite did that. So, for these people, it isn't fiction, it's a trend set by their favorite actor. And that's exactly why I think filmmakers should be more responsible when they portray stalking, non consensual touching, or blatant objectification as romance. Because whether we like it or not, cinema influences culture and culture influences people.